Hello and welcome to Tina's Joyful Kitchen. I'm Tina McDermott, and on today's show we are going to make my mom's Italian favorite recipes. Actually, I think it's the entire family's favorite recipes. We're making chicken cacciatore. Yes, it's the recipe literally off the boat, my mom's Italian recipe. And potatoes with rosemary and garlic. They're roasted potatoes. And it's my favorite month. It's September, of course, it's my favorite month. It's my birthday month. And we're gonna celebrate every single day of the entire month, especially with this wonderful chicken cacciatore and roasted potatoes with the rosemary and garlic. All right, let's get started. First things first, I turn the oven on. It's on 400, or it's heating up to 400. So always think about when you are making your dinner, making your recipes, which one takes the longest to cook. That's where you start. The potatoes are gonna take about an hour. In 30 minutes, you're gonna turn them, and then they're gonna cook for another 30 minutes. So let's get the potatoes started, and then we'll do the chicken. So I'm gonna start using my stoneware. I always love my stoneware. It looks dirty, it's not. This is very well seasoned, I've had this for 20 some years. I had this for my wedding registry. So yeah, it was 20 years ago. Yep, that's how long I've been married. And 19 actually, it's been 19. So we're gonna use this. I don't have to grease it. I don't have to do anything. Stoneware cooks very evenly. So I don't have to worry about burning. Things typically don't burn on my stoneware. I've got these small little potatoes. I find them creamy and delicious. And I've scrubbed them, washed them up. And now we're just going to cut them into quarters. We're just gonna cut them into quarters and throw them onto the pan. Okay. Make sure that you have a very sharp knife as you're doing this. Now, if you like more crunchy roasted flavor, then what you want to do is cut some of the potatoes a little on the smaller side. Let's get some red ones in there. Yeah, cut some a little on the smaller size. The size, you don't have to make them all uniform. Sometimes I make them the same size, sometimes I make them different sizes, it all depends. This one I'm just gonna slice through. These slices are gonna cook a little faster, and they're going to be that yummy, crunchy potato that I just love. And some people like the big chunks. So we'll make some in big chunks. Let's get some color in there. There we go. Get some red ones, get some of the white ones. You can make this dish with any potato that you want. You really can. And I just prefer these. If you ever see the little fingerling potatoes, they're beautiful, and those are delicious as well. So there we go, nice and sliced. Make sure that you have a very sharp knife. If you don't have sharp knives, yeah, this is my saying, I should say it this way. A dull knife is a dangerous knife. A sharp knife is a safe knife. People are like, what? You think sharp, you can cut yourself easier. Sharp goes right through your food. Where a dull knife, you'll have a harder time and the food might slip slide. Okay, I also want you to take note of my non-dominant hand gripped like a claw. I talk about that often. Now, let's see if these potatoes fill up our pan over here. Nope, we're gonna do a few more. You want one layer. You don't want to have too many because you want them all to cook, right? There we go. I like the crunchy ones, so I'm doing a lot of slicing. Couple more. And there we go. Okay, good enough. Purdy. Okay, so now we're gonna get some garlic. We're gonna get some garlic now. And smash down on the garlic. Yeah, I'm short, I had to get on top of it. There you go. And garlic is wonderful. Always use fresh garlic for this recipe. If you think that you're gonna use powdered garlic or any of that dried garlic, which I'm not against, I'm not. You are not going to get the authentic Italian flavor that I am offering you right here. So you see how I just smashed the the bulb, and now each of the cloves, I'm getting the back of my knife and smashing it down, and then slicing off that butt end, and the peel comes right off. Notice I put the knife down when I had to work something. It's a very sharp knife. If it's going to go through food, it's going to go through my fingers. We do not want that. We do not want that. All right. I'm actually better off with a smaller knife, so I'm going to grab a smaller knife here. And oh, and jarred garlic, you're probably trying to outsmart me saying, I'll just get the jarred garlic. Well, you can if you'd like. And because it's not refrigerated, it's preserved with very, very high heat. And you're still not going to get the authentic Italian flavor that you deserve to have in this roasted potato, garlic, and rosemary recipe. Get fresh garlic. The other reason why I want you to do fresh garlic is because garlic it boosts your immune system. It's antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. So it's like nature's antibiotic. And I'm not telling you to change your antibiotics for garlic. I'm just saying that it's nature's immune booster. Okay, so do the fresh garlic. It takes just a few seconds of extra love. People ask me, what do you think is the secret? Now, I should ask you, what do you think is the secret to Italian cooking? Yeah, I might be a McDermott, but I married an Irishman, and I am very, very, very Italian. And put the rest of the garlic over there. The secret to Italian cooking is love. When you love the people that you're feeding, you will shop for the fresh ingredients. You will take the extra time to peel the garlic and chop the garlic. Look, I could even get my garlic mincer and use that if I wanted, but I like nice chunks in this particular recipe because it's roasted and now you'll have chunks of garlic that are just yum. There we go. Never use your knife to swipe up the food because you can cut yourself, number one. Number two, you dull the knife. So we're gonna spread our garlic across the top, and let's bring the plate on over. Okay, actually I could use a couple more potatoes in here. And so you notice I cut some of the potatoes on the cutting board, and you could also cut the potatoes towards you. This is the way our mom taught us. I'm saying our because my sister's in the other room, to just cut towards your thumb. I don't want you to do this if you're not used to this. Go back to the cutting board. I just figured that this could use a couple more potatoes. Why not? More love in my tray of potatoes, of roasted potatoes. So I've got our garlic in there. Next we're gonna do our rosemary. I never grow rosemary very well, and I actually grew a whole bunch of rosemary. And when you go to Italy, people literally have hedges full of rosemary. That's their front lawn. It's a big hedge of rosemary. So when you need rosemary, you just go to your hedge. Have to tell you, this is dried rosemary. I'm going to use this one over here that I dried the other day. I'll tell you a little funny story. I went to Italy with my sister and nieces, 2014, 2015. And we needed some rosemary for some roasted chicken that we were making. Yup, we took some from the hedge. We did. Now you could use the fresh rosemary. Since I have this dried rosemary that needs to be used, you could also use that as a skewer, the rosemary stem, if you wanted to, if you're making kebabs. And kebabs are not just for the summertime, although September is still summer up till, the 21st, 22nd. Okay, there we go. And I am gonna use some of the fresh because it's so pretty. I love rosemary. My husband calls them sticks. He doesn't like rosemary very much. I don't know why. It's one of my favorite herbs. Rosemary and basil, I think, are the top of my herbs. And the rest I really like too. Did you see how I stripped that? You just hold and then strip. There we go. Okay, there's our rosemary. So we've got our potatoes, we've got garlic, we've got rosemary. What's missing? Oven is up to temperature. We're gonna use some sea salt. Grab your sea salt with your hands when you're doing this because you can kind of figure out when you're doing it with a spoon, too much can fall off on one side or the other, right? When you're doing it with your fingers, you can really spread it out more evenly and kind of figure out how much salt you want, and whatever's left over, put it right back in. Yes, very chef-like and Italian-like, actually just Italian-like, to have an open container of salt. I have some normally coarse salt on the other side, and that's just another white sauce. What's missing? You need some pepper. I like freshly ground black pepper, and I absolutely love my pepper grinder. Makes things a lot easier on your hands in the kitchen. There we go. And voila. And last but not least, we've got our olive oil. I'm drizzling the olive oil on top. You know I call myself the Lazy Inspirational Chef, and if you don't know, now you do. You could, if you wanted to, get a bowl. Put all these ingredients in a bowl, mix them up so everything is coated evenly, and then put them in the tray. Why? It's all gonna mishmash in here, and I'm gonna stir it 30 minutes in, and it's perfect. Also, remember the order that I did salt, pepper, and then the olive oil. The olive oil will bring the salt and pepper into the food, okay? We're good. In the oven it goes, 30 minutes. Okay, can I have a 30-minute timer, please? Next, we're gonna start with the chicken cacciatore. Now that the chicken's in the oven, I mean, not the chicken, the potatoes are in the oven, it's time to start the chicken cacciatore. So I'm going to start with, let's see here, we're gonna put this on high. Actually, let's do medium high. We're gonna start with some olive oil. Always olive oil. Extra virgin, that is. That in the pan. And then I'm gonna do a peperoncino. That's a hot red pepper. You can do red pepper flakes. You can do, cayenne pepper if you have powdered cayenne pepper, chili pepper, whatever you have. My dad grows these red hot chili peppers, so he dehydrates them for me, and I just take a piece and in the pot it goes. There's a bunch of seeds in there. The seeds are super duper hot, and I tend to not like to use them. Also, this piece of hot pepper, I can pull out later. And what it does, it really pops the flavor of your dish. It really pops the flavor of your dish. So we're gonna get an onion going in there. And hold on, let me just peel my onion here. Again, paring knife, best way to peel an onion, okay? By the way, I started with the butt end first. It makes it easier to peel that way. Don't like that piece there. I'm gonna get my larger knife. Let's get this knife here. Round things always make them flat. Round things make them flat. Next, I'm going to score my onion. This would be better if I had the pointed knife, but here. No, we'll do it with this one, that's fine. And I'm just gonna make small pieces. Here we go. This dish is literally a traditional chicken cacciatore dish. I went to a restaurant, and I should know better not to go to a restaurant and eat Italian food, because literally I've lived in Italy for 5 years, and I've been going back and forth my entire life. We were just there in October of last year. And I went to a restaurant and had chicken cacciatore. I almost sent it back and yelled at the chef. That's how mad I was. It was awful, absolutely awful. It was not chicken cacciatore as far as I know chicken cacciatore, okay? The idea of chicken cacciatore, cacciatore means hunter. So the hunter comes back from the hunt and cooks up the meat. This is how you do it. So we started with the onions. I'm gonna put that on low because this thing is really high. And as the onions are cooking, we're going to cut up the chicken. So now that the onions are cooking, we're gonna cut up the chicken. Now I've cut up some of the chicken, but let's do one piece together, okay? A kitchen hack, which I really don't like that word hack, but there it is. Kitchen tip, get some gloves. so that you don't have to constantly wash your hands, because anytime you touch raw meat, you should wash whatever it is, okay? And even disinfect it. I had another cutting board that I cut the rest of the chicken on earlier, and it's in the dishwasher. I washed it and then put it in the dishwasher to disinfect it, okay? So you can do the entire chicken. You can do chicken breast. You can do chicken thighs. What I did is I got chicken quarters, okay? The leg and the thigh. You want chicken with the bone in. The bone is key to this recipe because the bone marrow seeps into the juice and it's out of this world. So let me show you how to cut your chicken quarter. There's a vein right here, and you can see it, of that fat. That's where you're going to slice through, and that should get right into the joint. Yep, got right through the joint, okay? I'm going to leave most of the skin on, but some of it I do remove. I'm going to crack the bone. I want the bone cracked, and I warn everyone who eats this dish, there's bones. You need to pick through them. And again, the bones are really important because you're going to get the bone marrow, and the bone marrow is full of collagen, which is wonderful for your skin, your connective tissue, your digestive system. So get a good knife and break it, okay? You can take that piece off if you want, but just make sure you break that bone. I'm just going to get some of the skin off, just a little too much. I leave most of the skin on, but that extra skin that hangs off, I get rid of. Okay. This has the rib on it. There's the rib piece over here, and here is the thigh bone this way. Okay. What I want to do is get that rib piece here. I'm going to crack the thigh bone first. Ready? Get your fingers out of the way. Get your fingers out of the way. Actually, yeah, it's fine. I'll put it over there. And then I'll cut it this way. Don't be shy. Yeah, but you do want smaller pieces. You want smaller pieces. I'm going to cut that one more time. Okay, any extra skin? I leave the skin on. I'm not worried about the skin. Just not, you don't, sometimes there's extra pieces of fat that you just want to get rid of because you don't want it to be too fatty. Okay, I turned that up. I want more steam in there. There we go. And throwing the chicken right into the pot with the onions and the hot pepper. There's all the rest of the chicken that I cut up. Earlier, this was 4 chicken leg quarters. Okay. Right in the trash, and this goes for the dishwasher. Okay, here we go. Just stirring it up to get it coated. My mom does a little extra something. She washes the chicken in salt. This is crazy. She says it gets rid of the chicken flavor. Don't ask. I just had to say that because it makes her happy to do that. But to me, I don't like that because then you get extra chicken stuff all over the place and more disinfecting that you have to do in your sink and in your kitchen. Okay, so I am going to add some salt to this, maybe about a teaspoon and a half. You could always add the salt. You cannot take it away. So go easy on the salt. Black pepper, in the mix it goes. I like a lot of black pepper, can you tell? And freshly ground black pepper. It's much more fresh than the pepper that's already been ground, so you don't want that, okay? I mean, you do, if you want to use the freshly ground, I mean, the pepper that's already ground, you can use that, but so much nicer when it's freshly ground. People are going to wonder why your food tastes so good, and you're going to say, because I got freshly ground black pepper. So you're just going to stir this up, and I've got medium-high heat, and let this cook for about maybe 20 minutes and just stirring it occasionally. The next thing I'm going to add are some tomatoes. Tomatoes are not traditional in this dish. You do not need tomatoes in this dish, okay? My mom always put tomatoes in here. So I'm going to put a little tomato. She would probably put half this jar, but I love tomatoes. And so I'm putting the entire, what is this, a 14 ounce jar of some diced tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, whatever you want. Fresh tomatoes, throw them in there. I think it adds to the sauce, and this makes an amazing sauce. We're gonna let this cook for a little bit, and while that's cooking, we're going to get the next piece ready. And this does not get added for a little bit. Once this is cooked for about 20 minutes, then we'll add this piece in, okay? You're like, what is this piece you're talking about, Tina? It's rosemary. So we're gonna do more of my rosemary. I have some dried rosemary here. I'm just taking it off the stem. Yes, you can use the jarred rosemary that you get from the store, and it's not going to taste anywhere near as delightful as rosemary that you grow yourself. Remember the love I was talking about, that love and the secret to Italian cooking. Take a couple extra seconds and grow your own, take it off the stem, makes a big difference. Okay. I think we were at the beach house and my mom couldn't find her rosemary plant outside. And we needed rosemary. Rose, what were we making? I think we were making chicken. Potatoes. Oh, we were making the potatoes. And we couldn't find rosemary. They went to the store, and a jar of rosemary was so exorbitant that we went without it, because we're so used to never buying rosemary. We always have a plant outside, but we don't know what happened to the plant. If somebody ate it, i.e. an animal, or my mom used it all, or it died. Who knows? We just know that we went without rosemary and it wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't as nice. We like rosemary. All right. Do a few more in here. I like it, so I'm gonna put a lot. How's that? Yeah, I was shocked that I actually grew rosemary this year. It normally dies on me. Every year I get a plant and then it dies. You're not gonna die. I'm happy. Okay, here we go. Might as well just use it all. Have a little fun with it. Throw rosemary everywhere. Okay. You notice I'm putting stuff in a bucket over here. And what I'm doing with my vegetable scraps is I'm composting them. I'm giving them back to Mother Nature, because Mother Nature is miraculous and she makes soil out of them. She makes soil out of our vegetable scraps, and that we can use that soil for a garden, for our indoor plants, for flowers, whatever we want to use it for, we have soil. Okay, you just have to turn it every once in a while. And I actually can tell you I'm lazy and I never turn it. And in a couple of years I get more soil. But if I turned it, I would get soil quicker. Okay, more garlic. More garlic. People think that the Italians are crazy for garlic. It's true, but you don't need to put too much in it. You don't. Okay, we're just stirring our chicken. As we get the rest of this ready. Remember what we do with garlic to open it up. You get the back of your knife, you stand on your tippy toes, and you press down. And you see what that does is it makes it easier for the skin to come off. You just cut off that little butt end there, and it should pop right off. There we go, pops right off. Garlic, I think, is key in this particular recipe. And the rosemary, and the chicken, and the chicken. Okay. Remember, you gotta get up on your toes and smash it. My brother once said, Tina, all you have to do is microwave it and then roll it and the skin comes off. And when you microwave your garlic, you're going to lose a lot of that immune boosting properties. Those immune boosting properties. So let's not do that. Let's do it my way. Smash it, and let's do one more. All right. I hope you're having fun learning the secrets to our Italian kitchen here. I know, with a name like McDermott. I won't go back. My maiden name was Ragnacci. Ragnacci in Italian. Doesn't it sound much prettier in Italian? Ragnacci. Ragnacci. Think about it. Listen to it. Harsh. Okay. I chopped them up in big pieces. I don't care. I like them big pieces. They don't have to be too small. Okay, here we go. Oh, how to get garlic off of your fingers, rub onto stainless steel. So stainless steel right here, so as I'm washing my hands, I'll rub it on there. Not now, because I'm okay with garlic hands. When we were kids, we would avoid going into the kitchen because we were afraid that we would be voluntold to peel the garlic. I'm gonna use some red wine vinegar here. You can use white wine vinegar as well. I wouldn't use the white vinegar. You want that wine flavor. You could also use wine. You can also use wine, okay, if you have it. If you're doing vinegar though, if you're doing wine, 6 ounces. If you're doing vinegar, we're gonna do about 4 ounces of the vinegar and about 2 ounces of water because we don't want it to be too pungent, okay? Yeah, I know, I don't measure, but I kind of know my cups and I know where they are. So this is the secret ingredient to the chicken cacciatore. This has to cook probably for another 15 minutes. We're gonna get it to maybe about 145 degrees, 145 degrees, and then we're going to add the secret sauce to that. I'll be right back. The chicken's almost done and it is ready for the secret sauce. Secret sauce, remember we've got wine vinegar, a little bit of water, or you can use red wine, garlic, rosemary. That's it, that's in here, because we already salt, pepper, hot pepper, tomatoes, chicken, it's all in there. Now, I did check my chicken. I'm gonna check the chicken with the instant meat thermometer. Do not touch the bone. The bone is a different temperature than the chicken. It's actually a little on the colder side. So yeah, the chicken's almost ready. Here's the secret sauce to chicken cacciatore. In the hatch it goes. We're gonna cook this for maybe another 5, maybe another 10 minutes. Stir that up. Oh, I'm in heaven right now. I'm in heaven. It smells delightful. This is home to me. My mom made this all the time. All the time. And I'm not gonna put the lid on it because I want some of the broth, the juice that's in there to cook off just a little bit so it condenses. Let's put this away. And we are gonna check the potatoes and we have to stir them up, okay? Because it's been about 30 minutes. And here we go. Oh my gosh, they look delightful. I like to take them out of the oven to stir them so that you don't burn your eyelashes, okay? Or melt your makeup. And see now, you see how you didn't need the bowl to get olive oil on all of your potatoes? It's on everything already. So it's just a waste. One more thing to wash. Why would you want to do that? Oh, this smells delightful. I cannot wait to eat these with the chicken cacciatore. I'm in heaven right now. And I hope that you do try these recipes. And there we go. Look how beautiful this is. So this is going to go in the oven for, looking at some crispness going on, probably about 25 more minutes. I'm kind of guesstimating. I can check them in 20 minutes if I want. All right, back in the oven we go. We already have a timer on that. This is boiling away or bubbling away. Let's move this out of the way. We don't need this anymore. And look how pretty this is. Ooh, this is delightful, absolutely delightful. Heaven, heaven. It's chicken cacciatore and roasted potatoes with garlic and rosemary. Heaven. 165 degrees. The chicken's done. I just want that sauce to cook off just a little bit. So we're just gonna keep stirring this. and let that cook off for about 5 minutes. We'll be right back with the end result. Everything is done and we're ready to plate it. The potatoes just came out of the oven and I'm stirring them around. Let me tell you, I found this crunchy piece that I want to eat right now, but I won't because I don't want to choke on it as I'm talking with you, but that's mine. I'm telling the crew, that's my piece. But yeah, so look how beautiful these are. You know when they're done, when they are nice and crunchy and crispy. Even the garlic has roasted beautifully. I'll show you that one little piece of garlic. That is delightful, that piece of garlic. Okay, so let's get everything on a plate. We're gonna do our potatoes right here. And these pair really well together. You could also do rice with the chicken cacciatore. That's always really nice, as well as maybe polenta would be nice, and a salad. Every meal is rounded out with a nice green salad. Okay, nice green salad. Right, here we go. We've got our chicken cacciatore. Let's put this on the plate. We have to get a little bit of the juice with the rosemary in there. And remember, there's pieces. That's just the way that chicken cacciatore is. And there's the leg with the bone cut off. Remember the bone marrow. Okay, and let's get one little more piece in there on our plate. Look what a beautiful, oopsies. Ouch, that hurt a little bit. Okay, and there we have it, our chicken cacciatore. Oh, let me clean my plate. Hold on a second. Clean the plate, make it look nice and pretty. Because that's what they do at big restaurants. They make the plate look really pretty. And I'm not normally that fussy because I'm lazy. And this is going to be one of the most delicious dishes that you will eat and that we're going to eat. And you have the secret to Italian cooking. It's love. And as well as the secret cacciatore recipe, right, from my mom from Umbria, which is in the mountains in Italy. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. I have a free gift for you. It's my Joyful Gut Reboot Guide that I wrote just for you to help you have just a happy, joyful gut. Because we want to have a happy tummy so we can have a happy life. You can get that at tinamcdermott.com/JG for Joyful Gut. Thank you so much for being on the show today, and I really hope that you make this traditional chicken cacciatore and these roasted potatoes with garlic and rosemary. Until next time.